Hello, this is Mr. Agbamu Idanogrene. So this is another applet I designed, and all I try to do in this applet is to show you how to do tests for divisibility. How do you know if a number is divisible by any other number? I did it up to 12. So the number I'm going to test is starting from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I only stop at 12. So let me just describe them and tell you how the applet work. So if you want to test, this is number 1. So 1 is a factor of all numbers, and all numbers are divisible by 1. So this one is simple and direct, means any number divided by 1. So since the number I'm testing is 1, so 1 is the number I'm testing. I want to check if 1 is divisible by 1. That means 1 divided by 1 is 1, and the remainder is 0. And take note, if the remainder is 0, then that number is divisible by the number there. So since the remainder is 0, that means 1 is divisible by 1. So if I keep changing this number 674, it will still remain a factor of, so 1, it can go into 1 without the remainder. That means 674 divided by 1 is 674, remainder 0, and this is the condition I just analyzed here. Then 674 is divisible by 1 without a remainder. That is my target. So let's leave 1. Let's go to the next I have. Yeah, let's clearly remove the checked. Now, how do you know if a number is divisible by 2? A number is divisible by 2 if the last digit is 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. So that is that. Then the number, the example I have here, this is 674. So this number is divisible by 2 because it ends with 4. And we say the last digit of the number must either end with 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8 for us to know if it's divisible by 2 or not. And if I check it, you can see 674 divided by 2 is 337, remainder 0. Since the remainder is 0, then it's divisible by 2. So take note of that. So if I use a number that don't end with that, let's say it ends with 5, you see the remainder is 1, therefore it's not divisible. That means this number is not divisible by 2. That means 2 is not a factor of this number. That's what this one means. So that is for 2. Then how do you know if a number is divisible by 3? We check if the sum of the digit is divisible by 3. For example, if I want to know if 675 is divisible by 3, all I need to do is to add 6 plus 7 plus 5. So if you add 6 plus 7 plus 5, let's say 6 plus 7, this will give us 13. 13 plus 5 is what? 13 plus 5 is 18. That means you add these 3 digits in the number, that is 6 plus 7 plus 5. If you add them, you are getting 18. So you are having 18 as your answer. 6 plus 7, 13. 13 plus 5 is 18. So this number is divisible by 3. That is what I mean by this, if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. So let me delete all these. I don't need them. Okay. So that means if I check, you will see that the remainder will be 0 and it's divisible by 3. See, the remainder is 0. That means it is divisible by 3. So this is how you test a number that is divisible by 3. This applet, you can use it in your classroom. You can download it if you like. It's a quick way to check for test for divisibility with your student. You can use it to teach your student in the class, demonstrate it for them, do some checking for them, and it's okay. And if you want to download this applet, just go to the description of the video. You can see the download link. Just click on the download link and you can download the applet. It's a very simple one. I just designed it just to test for divisibility. Alright, the same thing with 4. You can test for 4. So if the last 2 digits is divisible by 4, this is how we know if a number is divided by 4 or not. Then you keep going 5 if the last digit ends with 0 or 5, just like that. At least this one we are used to this. So this number here ends with 5, that means it's divisible by 5. So you can change it to 45, anyone, 40, let's say this. So if you check, so the remainder is 0, that means 405 is divisible by 5 without the remainder. So just like that. If you go on 6, a number is divisible by 6 if the number is divisible by 2 and 3. So that's how we check for 6. You can go to 7. So 7, let me explain this 7 so that you understand what we are saying here. If I want to know if a number is divisible by 7, what this analysis says we should do is say cross off last digit. For example, 405. Let me use this as an example. Let me explain it. Let me take my pen. 405, you see cross off last digit. So this is the last digit. Cross it off. Cross it off. Let's say 405. Cross it off means take it out like this. So I allow 40 left. I've crossed this one out, so I'm left with 40. Then double it, the number you remove, which is 5, double it, that means 5 plus 5. So your answer should be 10. Alright, so after doubling it, we now say and subtract. What we mean by subtract is the number left, which is 40, that means 40 minus 10. That's what we mean by subtract. So and we know that this is going to give us 30. Alright, so and subtract that is 30. You can repeat if you want. So that one is depend on the result you have. So now that we have 30, we now say if new number is divisible by 7. You see 30 now is divisible by 7, then the original number is divisible by 7. Now you check, is 30 divisible by 7? At least we all know that now. 7 times 4 is 28. So 7 times 5 is 35. So 30 is not divisible by 7. That means 405 is not divisible by 7. If we check our result, if we check, you will see that the remainder will not be 0. See, the remainder is 6. So the remainder is not 0. Then 405 is not divisible by 7. So this number cannot divide 7, and that is that. Let's check. Let me try a number that can divide 7 so that you understand it easily, understand this analysis very well. Let me see a number. Let's just type a random number. Let's say 142. Let's see. Let me check. So this one is not. Okay, let me move to 5. Let me see. It's not. Let me move to 3. Let me see. Okay, so this number can divide 7. You can see it here. The remainder is 0. So let's demonstrate the check. We say cross off last digit. Alright, take your pen. This is 343. 343. You want to check if it's divisible by 7. Cross it off. You are left with 3. Bring it out. Then we say double it, which is 3 plus 3. That is 3 plus 3 will give you 6. Alright. Then we now say and subtract. So this subtract means the number left, which is 34, will now be 34. Say 34 minus this 6 we just did now. So 34 minus 6, when you subtract this, you know it's going to give us this is 14 minus 8. That is sorry, let's undo this. Okay, 14 minus 6. Okay, that is 8. Correct. Then 2. That means it's going to give us 28. Then you check. Can't you see? We now said if new number is divisible by 7, the original number is divisible by 7. That means look at the number you got now is 28. So 28 can divide 7 without the remainder. If this number you get now, let's say, is too large, you don't know if it can divide 7 or not. That's what this repeats if you want. So if I want to repeat this one now, this number is 28. Let me repeat it and see. If I repeat the same procedure now, I said cross off last digit, that means take 8 off, which will now become 8. We say double it, that is add 8 to itself. 8 plus 8 will give us 16. That is 16 now. We now say and subtract. So this subtract means take 2 out of 16. So which is 16 minus 2. I know this one will give us 14. So that is that. Now that it gives 14, if you check now, 14 can go into 7 without remainder. So if the new number is divisible by 7, then the original number is divisible by 7. Now that 14 can go into 7, that means 343 is divisible by 7 without a remainder. The same thing with 28 is divisible by 7 without a remainder. So this is how you check for 7 if a number is divisible by 7 or not. So please take note of this. As I said earlier, if you like this applet, just go to the description of this video and download it, and you can get it and use it anytime you want in your classroom. Alright, that is for 7. For 8 also, you can test for 8. 8 is if the last 3 digits is divisible by 8, then 9 if the sum of the digits is divisible by 9, just like that. The same thing we did in 3, you can test it here. Sum all the digits. For example, 3 plus 3 here is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. That means this number is not divisible by 9. If you check, you see there's remainder 1. It's not divisible by 9. So that is not correct. So if I make here, for example, 2, 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 2, 9. That means this number is divisible by 9. Because when you add these 3 digits, 3 plus 4, 7 plus 2, 9. So 9 can divide 9 without a remainder. If you check, see the remainder is 0. That means 342 is divisible by 9. Since the remainder is 0. So that is that. Then 10, we all know the one of 10. If the last digit ends with 0, then the number is divisible by 10. Then 11 also have a kind of long procedure like 7. You see what the statement says. It says subtract the last digit from the number formed by the remaining digit. If new number is divisible by 11, the original number is divisible by 11. What this one means is, if I want to test if this number is divisible by 11, all I need to do is I will subtract the last digit from the number formed. What that means is 2. Take 2 out of this 34. That is 34 minus 2. That's what we mean by subtract last digit from the number formed. So 34 minus 2 will give us 32. Then check if 32 is divisible by 11. 32 is not divisible by 11. So this number is not divisible by 11. If you check, see the remainder is 1. So it's not divisible by 11. So 342 is not divisible by 11. Let me try a number that will be divisible by 11. Okay, let's put 1 here. Let's see. So the last digit is 1. That is, subtract the last digit from the number. So 34 minus 1, that is 33. 33 can divide 11 without a remainder. That means is 341 is divisible. If you check, you see remainder 0. That means it's divisible by 11. So this is how we check if a number is divisible by 11 or not. Just subtract the last digit from the number. Let's try in large number. Let me take a number like, let's say 4. Okay, let me use something like this. Actually, we know that this is divisible by 11. So what this one is saying is this. The last digit, you can see the remainder is 0. That means it's divisible by 11. The last digit is 4. So 444 minus 4. You know, this will give us 440. Understand? Then check. 440 is divisible by 11. And let me use pen and demonstrate this. So if I take 4, subtract 4 from this number, since 4 is the last digit, say 4 out of 444, that's what we mean by subtract the last digit from the number formed by the remaining digit. So this will give us 0 here, then 4. So 440 is divisible by 11. So that's why you have remainder 0. So therefore 444 is divisible by 11. If this 440 is too long for you, maybe it's too large for you to check. Continue the process. The last digit here is 0. 44 minus 0 will give us 44. You understand? The last digit is 0. 44 minus 0, you know, is going to be 44. And we know now from our basic times table, 4 times 11 is 44. So 44 is a factor, is divisible by 11. So therefore, 4,444 is divisible by 11. And during the check, that's why you can see the remainder is 0. So this is how you can check if a number is divisible by 11 or not. So let me delete this. Then the last one I did here was to check for 12. To check for 12, and 12 is easy if the number is divisible by 3 and 4. So as long as that number is divisible by 3 and 4, it will be divisible by 12. So you can see the 4,444 is not divisible by 12 because the remainder is not 0. So you can keep changing the numbers to check. So this is divisible by 12. You can see it because it's also divisible by 3 and it's also divisible by 4. If I want to know if 444 is divisible by 3, you know the rules for 3. Just add 3 plus 4 plus 4, 8 plus 4, 12. So 12 can divide 3, therefore 444 can divide 3 without a remainder. Then if you want to test for 4, we say 4, add the 2 last digits. Remember this condition I gave for 4. You add the 2 last digits. If the 2 last digits is divisible by 4, so see the 2 last digits, 44 now is the 2 last digits, and 44 can divide 4 without a remainder. So therefore 444 can divide 4 without a remainder. So, and since 3 and 12 can divide without a remainder, that means since 3 and 4 can divide 444 without a remainder, that means 12 can also divide it without a remainder. So that is all I have for my test for divisibility applet I designed using GeoGebra Classic software. You can use it to teach your student in your class. Just download it from the description below and enjoy your class with your student and your student mathematics class. At least we need to have some fun in our mathematics class. Students don't need to hate math. We just want them to love maths, and that is what will make our teaching more interesting. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you for downloading the applet, and thank you for using it in your classroom to teach your student. Thank you for watching. Do have a nice day.